Well, I'm delighted to be joined today by the Managing Director, the inspiration and drive behind Dream Luxury Service Departments, headquartered in Belfast. Tom Smyth, welcome and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, sir. Thanks very much for having me.
Tell us, Tom, a bit about you, how you remain so positive, Dream Apartments we're all interested in, and your aspirations over the coming few years.
Yeah, so my name's Tom Smyth. Thank you for having me. Like I said, I'm born and bred in Belfast. I'm sitting in our head office here in Belfast, new beautiful office suite that we've just purchased. I have a beautiful wife and two daughters. I start my day every day at 4 a.m. I do my goal statements and then a cardio session, and then I go to the gym before I go to work. So I've usually trained twice before most people are getting up, but it's a way of life for me. It's a lifestyle thing, and it suits me very well. I believe in mindset. You know, I have a real focused mindset as a businessman and as a dad. I try and put out a certain vibration or a certain vibe that, you know, it's all about doing it the right way, the positive way. We don't use the word problem in our business. We only have challenges which we can deal with. And everything is just a challenge which can easily be overcome. So I'm blessed to have a fantastic family and a brilliant workforce at Dream Apartments. So
I understand you are in the process of writing a book. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so just during COVID, some people have been losing their minds slightly. So I chose to flip it on its back. And through leading the team, I've set aside 2 hours a week and I've been writing a book, and I've called it Bulletproof. And it's all about mindset, success, and about looking at different challenges that life throws at you in different ways. It's all about, you know, how badly do you really want success? And it's about knowing that you can keep going. The only person holding you back is yourself. And I'm on chapter 6 at the minute. I'll be finished the book by November, and we've already got a deal set up for it being launched. So yeah, it's just another thing that I've did. And I'm so glad that I've did it during these testing times, because I think it shows strength that if you've got that mindset, where you can go is unlimited. You know, it's really down to you. So,
well, one of the things that we've been following you is on social media, and you, I know, are very keen to promote the industry as being open for business. Tell us why you're so positive about the sector and what motivates you and engages you and your team so positively.
Well, I think you have to be, you know, positive about the sector if you're in it. You know, I feel privileged to be in our sector. I feel privileged to be providing accommodation for corporate and leisure guests throughout the world where we're associated with. You know, you can easily buy into everything that's happening at the minute. And although we are doing the right thing, as we should as a business, and following government guidelines and certain restrictions and doing what we need to, I believe it's all about having that positivity. It's all about moving forward with that. If we buy into any sort of poor me, well, that negative vibe will end up poisoning your business. So it's about just keeping that positive vibe all the time amongst the staff. You know, it doesn't cost anything to say good morning to a customer and thank you for staying at Dream. You know, it's just about those little things. So we just keep pushing forward. During this, we've also did a rebrand, or we've changed our logo, we've changed where we're going. We're now going to expand by 2021, the 6th to the 12th. I have it in my goal statement. 2021, we're going to have 1,000 apartments. So Dream's expanding. I think for anybody that's focused, there's massive opportunity during these times. And when this is over, I predict next spring, the people that haven't chose those opportunities will be living with regret. We're not doing that. We're pushing on.
And as we exit this pandemic, then what are your thoughts about the state of business travel at that period, and what hurdles do you think we're going to need to face as an industry?
I think business travel will always continue. I think during these times, if we're being clever, we'll find that there's different businesses that we've never had before that are now staying with us. So I think it's about building up our client base. So when our own corporate clients all come back, we should have a bigger catalogue now of people that have been using us. I think there's also people that will lose during these times, and it's hotels, unfortunately. I believe service apartments have that niche part of the market, and our industry will flourish because of this virus. And although it's unfortunate for others, I do believe it's definitely a plus point for service apartments. The how do we move forward with it? We have to follow government guidelines and World Health Organization guidelines. And sometimes that changes simply by the day and sometimes by the hour. So it's about evolving. It's about having WhatsApp group chats and everybody being told at once what's going on. It's about having conference calls on your iPhone and getting everybody all on FaceTime and making decisions there and then that are safe for your staff and your customers. But again, moving on and evolving at a fast pace. During the pandemic and even now, we evolved very quickly with keyless check-ins, hand sanitizer, PPE. The next thing we had branded sanitizing stations. So I think as a world, we're adapting to this very quickly. It's about remembering that this should not control us. We should control it, and we need to move on.
And you talk about adapting quickly, as we need to, with these new opportunities that are going to come at us as an industry. What do you think you need to do to be ready for those, and the greater industry to be ready for these new opportunities as they come?
I think we need to be clever. We need to be thinking, sometimes people say thinking outside the box. I don't believe there is a box to think outside of. We need to be planning, our daily targets, what we're doing, our weekly targets, our monthly targets, our different corporate people, our different leisure guests that we're targeting. I think we need to go after different business like staycations. We need to be working with local businesses. We need to be on our toes. I think it's time that we bring the hustle back into what we do. We shouldn't be waiting on business. We need to go for looking for business. Any good dynamic sales team should be doing that in our industry anyway. I think this will make us sharper, and anybody who has become sharper coming through this will come out on top, and they'll dominate their side of the market at the end of this. I'm predicting next spring that this is going to be over, or we're going to be definitely living with it properly until it fizzes out.
And that would be my final question to you, I suppose. You talk about spring next year. How long is it going to take to get out of these challenges? What do you think the next few months look like, and at what point can we actually say, right, we're ready to go?
I think some people can get caught up in COVID, and I also think some people can get caught up that we're getting into the winter seasons. I think it's so important to remember at any one time, if you look at a city, if it's 70% occupied or 60%, there's still huge, vast amount of business that makes that city 60 or 70% occupied. Is huge. It's about tapping into resources. It's about tapping into other lines of business and making your apartments and your business busy. It's about keeping that mindset, that positivity with your team, and leading everybody forward. I believe by listening to government guidelines, by the time it comes next spring, we'll all be in a position that we can live with this and defeat it. I think by next summer, it'll be gone. But we need to become leaders in our own industry. And that's why I'm so thankful to be associated with you guys and be a member. So I really appreciate that you interviewing me today. But I think it's important too for people and companies that use procurement and they use accommodation and they're very selective to be using people that are ASAP accredited, so they know that they're getting proper safety equipment that's been pat tested. I think quality will now defeat what does exist out there, and companies like that will fizz away too.
Your positivity is infectious. Tom, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thanks very much for your time.